Welcome back to Captain of Industry. My name is Nilaus and I love this setup here. This is so good. I'm so happy about it, and I'm also happy that it's raining because that gives us a little bit more water, less solar panels, but whatever. This is all good. We can see that these are starting to fill up. Most of them are filled up, you can see. And yeah, so then they'll backfill and fill everything else up. I actually think I want to put warnings on these so that I know when they drop. Yeah, that's fine. So what we're going to do today is we are going to... we're going to do teraflops. It's all about them teraflops. Real stackers blocked. I don't think that's a real problem. No, that's not a real problem. Okay, so what we need to do is we want to get more of these going because they use less people, but they use more teraflops, but we don't have teraflops. So the first thing we're going to do is build a data center so we can take our servers and put in here. That gives us a new resource, the teraflops here, and the teraflops can then be used to upgrade a lot of this so they work faster and they use less people, and then the less people we can go in and put them into work in the office. So we're also going to make microchips and sort of prepare, and then we'll go into bauxite and space stuff in the next episode. That's at least the plan. Right, we're also going to definitely need science because the science has stopped now. And let me just check our here. Yeah, I don't have any research bonus there. Okay, so servers. Yes, let's start with the servers because we need servers for microchips and we need microchips for servers. It's kind of ironic, but it is the way it is. So it's pretty simple actually. Let's start by plopping one down here. It takes some cold water in, and the cold water comes from one of these buildings. Very simple. I think this might be the distance, and this is taking, there's only one recipe, it's taking 30 water in and 24 cold water out, so we lose 6 water for each cycle. And this one, when it's fully stacked with 48 server racks, then it takes 24. So 1 and 1, that's the ratio. Pretty simple. Then we're going to put a here because we are going to, let's get a pipe 2. This will come out at 30 times how many we have. That could be more than 6, so let's actually do this. Let's actually just make everything with tier 3 pipes. It doesn't hurt us that much. What if we do this and then go from here and in? Then from this one we have to go one out, and that's odd. Oh right, it's the other way. What? The other way around. There. Here. Yes. This way. And you're going to be flipped. Right. So it comes in from here as priority, and then we're also going to get it out from, yeah, somewhere else. But this is now going out here and then going back in. Good. So this is very simple. This will get us something, but we want to make something that is modular. And let's see. This is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe. Let's take this, and then if we shunt it over like this, for example, could we make 2 next to each other? Yes. And could they still drive past? Yes, they can. They can still drive past. The big trucks cannot drive past. Is that a problem? I actually don't want them to drive on the inside either. So if we move it a little bit in, we just need 1 tile here. Yeah, this should not go on the inside. There we go. And then that would leave us with a lot more space for driving. Yes. Good. So that would be 8 data centers. We are obviously not going to make all of this, but I'd like it to be prepared. There. And that one. Does that look good? It looks very good. I can't imagine I'd want it bigger than this. I mean, I don't know. But now we've allocated the space for it. I am going to take the water coming in from here. And this is on a level 4 pipe. Okay, maybe not level 4. We'll deal with a level 3. And this is at level 3. Sure, we'll keep it at level 3 then. So now it is built, but I'm not going to be firing up everything. We're simply going to be firing up one little bit of it. This part here. This part, this this part, and that part as well. Nope. We need that little segment as well. So what we should have now is, yes, and we get this one filling up with some cold water. You can see this also requires that we need maintenance, the next level of maintenance, which someone has been skimping on, so let's make that maintenance, because we are gonna need it. Yeah, not enough maintenance. I don't like that warning, so let's plop down something that is very similar to this one, except a little bit different. There, we can just use this for reference, and then replace these. And so we fire this up, and that should give us the maintenance we need. I am going to kill the first one here. The last one. Actually, I'm going to kill 2 of them because we don't need them. And that should give us... Oh, look at that. This whole thing got messed up. So let's remove electronics from our overlay so we only have 1 column. Looks nicer. Are we getting it? Yes, we are. So this will be 0.52 maintenance per cycle, and we are having plenty now. Good. So that maintenance... tree should be wanting... Oh, struggling to find a place to drop off. Why? So now we have this. It's using 0.5. I wonder what 0.5... Okay, whatever. But now we can put in servers. So it takes 12 servers to put into 1 server rack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And how much? Can we see how much terawatt? It just doesn't say how much the total teraflops this one is producing. Let's get 10 of these. So it's 10 times 4. So it's 40 teraflops, which is what we had before. There. And that means we can now take these 5 out here and remove them. They are rather expensive for the effort we get, and also it's freeing up more people, because these servers don't really take a lot of people. So we can go another up to 20. There. That's not 20. This is 20. So now at this point it's using 10, and it's using some maintenance. It's still only 6 people. That's very nice. And it's using a significant amount of power. So what we need to do, and now we can see we are going to be low on microchips, which is great, because that is exactly what we want to do next. There. That's used half of our available chips, and or available servers, and they will start working again, and then they'll start draining everything else. So we need to make some microchip build, and I've actually already decided that I'm going to be placing it right here. So let's design it. This, we can make it in kind of a couple of ways. I'm going to be skipping the first tier. So we're going to be working, and this is kind of, it's kind of a little bit a silly build, but I guess this is kind of to illustrate how the process works. So it is all of these processes that goes from a wafer, and then there. Actually, I want this to be down here. Let's make it here. Right. So the first thing that happens is it comes in here as that one in a crystallizer. So I'm going to make a crystallizer here, and that's going to be, I don't know, maybe like this. And it needs water, and it needs water, and then so it comes in here. So this is easy. Easy. It needs some of that, and that will be okay. We need to make it a little bit further inbound, because we're going to need the boxes for this. This will be a box of U inbound. That will be a box of silicon. Up, set a warning, and set it to priority 8. Good. Is anything priority 9? I don't know by now. We need to figure out how close we want to make it. But this goes in here, and that's fine. Water can come from here, so this will be acid, water, and acid. We are not going to do water here if we're going to do water from the other side, because we have it up here. But acid we are definitely going to get, even though we technically have it over here. We could also make it other places, so let's get a little box of acid coming in here. Like that, I think. This will be acid, warning, and 8. Good, so that will go on this pipe forward. Yes. Then, after this, I'm going to make it 4 in between, and that's deliberate. So after this, we go into the second process. And this will now need copper and plastic. So we need some boxes here for copper and plastic. Copper goes here. And this one is plastic. There. Yep. And then this one goes into another one, which will be only gold coming in. Okay, so we need gold, and that'll go out on this belt, this pipe. Belt, whatever, box. Yes? Actually I want it here. And that will then go out from this one, and then let's see what would be the next thing you'd want to do. Next thing would be, oh look at that, it's acid and water again. So what if we take this one and move it up here? Because we already have acid and water here. And then let's wonder what the next one is going to be. There we go. That is a repeated pattern. And that will be again a repeated pattern. That is just going to be one further down. And then we can do the same thing moving up. And I'm going to paste these 1, 2, 3 in between. And then do the rest of this. And then suddenly at the end we have a microchip coming out, which we will get out at this point. Definitely not on a belt this fast, because it's only coming out at 12 per second, which is pretty miserable. And I will go into a box of microchips here. This will not be like that, and it'll be the microchip that we are woefully under equipped with that we've been... no, this should be warning if... No, it shouldn't be warning if anything, shouldn't it? I mean, it will be empty once in a while. I don't know. We'll warn it both on empty and full for now. So, this is going to be like the basic part. We are going to be dragging this all the way through. We're not going to do all of it, but we'll just kind of do the essential part of it here. That one. So, we need some space here for middle things. Did I make it too close? Or did it too far away? I think I actually might have. Oh, that one's not going to be right there, is it? Oh, no, that was correct. It was correct. Now I get it. Because I will now get a flat lift. And that will go... I can't... If I build it here, it's going to warn about that. So I need to bring it one off here. And that will be that location. Honestly, none of these are correct, because it'll be at this. Here. Here. And, I don't know, here. So this is one of those designs that once you see it, it actually makes perfect sense and it's super nice, but when you start designing it yourself, it's just a complete mess. And we'll just use the weakest parts here, and because it just, yeah. Actually this one doesn't need to be here. These can go directly in there, and that's acid, and then we get the water coming from here. This doesn't need much water, right? A little bit, and +2, so we can also just take a weak pipe here. I'll get that in at level 1, and I'll get it at this point here. And then the whole thing here, oh, just need to get it to connect here and here, and then from here I can get it up to the water line. Get it the right water line. Good, it comes in. And this is basically it, right? And the only thing we're missing is an impound here. So with this done, we can actually just hook up the whole thing. I'm kind of wondering if I could sort of move this in and then have this one go below. Let's just shuffle it a little bit. I think this looks better. It's a little bit more compact. The only problem with the compactness is that now it's also not... It could be moved over here. And can it now fit? Oh, it fits exactly inside of these tiles. Wow, no, almost. Almost exactly inside the tiles. Okay, so let's not force it. And just make it like this. Get you out and get apparently this one out as well. And from here... go up to the water pipe, and then we'll just fire it up, and we should get some microchips going soon. This one is complaining about microchips. We'll do the final purchase of microchips here, and then we have the warnings on everything. We'll just let it flow a little bit and see if it works. So this is now working slowly, but it is working. Here we go, and we should be seeing the first ones coming through. There we go. We get the first microchips coming out. We don't have a lot, and it's slow. And this will only make 12 microchips per minute, which is absolutely nothing. These ones can luckily be upgraded later on, so that's something we definitely want, because 12 microchips is not just gonna, it's just not gonna cut it. And if we look at our production over here, this one, 3, 6, 12. So this is exactly matching this, and obviously this is also not enough, and it gets us only 12 of these per minute, which is insanely low. Yeah, so we want more for sure, but that means we also still have to do this one for a while longer. So what I'd like to do is I would like to upgrade some things. I'd like to upgrade this so we can get started on the next science, because the next science is ridiculously slow. So that's something we definitely want. We have a little bit of issues with hydrogen, and that's because we actually have issues with fuel gas. So fuel gas is not great. We can actually see our location here. This is empty. This one is also getting emptied, and the 2 other locations that can produce fuel gas here is also empty, and here is also empty. So it's like the residuals from our food production will turn into fuel gas, because I've figured that you can always use fuel gas, and that's actually true. You can always use fuel gas. What will happen though is that when this one fills up with animal feed, then anything that gets allocated to animal feed will actually move on and become gas. So we do kind of rely on this to have an excess production of food, so we can do that. And this one still fine. It looks good. So you can also see that this is starting to fill up, and this is like, we just had a train leave, but basically these are full, and that means that something like vegetables and fruit, for example, once they get filled up, then they will actually be moving on here and actually turn into, yeah, we have actually made a little bit of this, which is actually a pretty good ratio. Look at that, fruit 1-to-1. Yeah, so that's a little bit of a thing in the meantime, but this is chugging along. Very little chugging, but it is. And then we can always just do this one again here all the time. So microchips, electronics are, that's electronics 3. Electronics 2 should be fine by now. Yes. So, what do we want to do? Well, we really want to start using our computing power, and that would require us to add more servers, which again is going to require us to use more there. That will give us some buffer here so we can upgrade. But the power consumption is not a problem. It is mainly the red circuit consumption that's a problem. We don't have a lot of red circuits, and that's yeah, that's problematic. So while we don't have enough of this, let's make the whole thing worse and have even less of it. And we're gonna start by removing all of this, because we are going to need to do some kind of change here. What I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna take these 2 out, not because I don't want to do this anymore, but because I want to get stuff inbound here. Because if we look at this, these will now be actually the first ones to be upgraded. Ouch. That will, no, here. This will go from 12 to 24, I believe. Let's have a look. It'll just be twice as fast. That's really nice that it's always twice as fast. So this is twice as fast, and then if we do another one of these here, then we can look at, then weirdly enough, this is 16 to 16. So we need 3 of these. Here and here. And then I want to, I don't know if I want to, but I will make room for at least the storage here. And then I'll build a new science facility here. These are very big, and they will be built at this row. And I want 2 of these, even though I can only support 1. Here and here. So you can see it's pretty close. it can be done. That's what we want to do. You are kind of out, so I'm going to take you out for now so you can actually go out. Go out. You can do it. Go out. Get out of there. Right, so this one can now be sent in here. Funny how in this case I chose to have it 3 distance. Everything else is a 2 distance. It's because of this one. I wanted to save the cost for one of these, and now everything else is 1 tile off. Yep, that's lovely. This one also has to be moved. Okay, so we'll move this and then get these working. I can't build this yet because they require 96 of these new ones, so we're gonna need to feed it in here. Also, we just sent a lot of materials over here, so those need to be brought back in to this location, and then yeah, we'll see. So let's try to fire this up all the way here, and this one, and you can't go, but this will be automatically built when it can. And so what happens now is that we get this, these are not going to be paused, so I will not feed it in anything in here, any red circuits or red whatever they're called, because I want them to be brought in from here. That's important. So we want to bring that into these locations so we get spent and get started, and then we can make some lab equipment, and then we can get the lab equipment brought in here. So we got our science going in here, and let's see, we should figure out what our most important science is at this point. This one might actually be it, because that will double our production. The microchip there, they take 12. Ooh, that's a lot. Or we could go in here for robotic assembly, but I think the... Oh, this one is actually... Maybe that's actually the one I want. I also want the ship armor, because then we can go out and explore. And let's take this one then. There. I think that's what we want. We don't want to do that electronics, and I don't think we want to do that. So let's just get something going. This one is nice, but you can only get this from the fast breeder reactor, so not really, or from the boiler, which is insanely ineffective. So let's get something going here. No sorting for mixed cargo. We're getting some random junk in here. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. That's because they are leveling out this. That's actually not needed. This was something I wanted to do to prepare for the next series, next episode, which will be about a bauxite facility here. Then I also, since we are having issues with our fuel gas, I have upgraded our dirt to fuel gas, because we have a lot of dirt in this base and we don't have enough fuel gas. So let's see if we can get this one going a little bit more effective. So we are going to be loading. Let's load it here. It's going to take a little bit of time to load this. Oh, it's 1200 each, so I can put 2400 in. And then let's see the contract, what we get. They get 4800 the return. That's pretty good. That's a lot of dirt inbound and outbound. The one thing I'm wondering is, see, this is 250 throughput. It's a little bit low. This 250 throughput is fine, but this one is a little bit low. It takes a while to load. But on the other hand, when it comes back, it needs to unload as well. So let's keep this going and hopefully get something, and then sort the mixed load in the meantime. So our ship has come in and left again, and left us with a nice bit of fuel gas. This is really nice, and it's consuming our dirt, which is really nice, which is what I want to see. And we're getting the fuel gas in here. This is good. And are these all working? Yes, they are. Output is full. Oh, CO2. How the hell is the CO2 now an issue? Like, there's always something here. Like, I guess it's just a pipe throughput issue. Yeah, it must be. There. Always weird things here. So, yes. Okay, so now they are working constantly. Good. That should definitely give us enough hydrogen, because we are running low, and that's not great. We're running low also to feed our ships, because I switched the ships over, at least some of the ships over, to hydrogen, because hey, we have tons of hydrogen. And yeah, well, now that we have more fuel gas, it should be fine. Should be fine. There's always like a balance of this. It's really difficult. And another interesting thing here is that we are seeing, okay, we're not seeing it right now, but we're generally seeing that if we look at here, this is actually full of animal feed, and that means, for example, now all of this, all the potatoes move on and they go in here, filling up, gradually filling up. It has to fill up to what, 14, and then it starts making fuel gas, and this actually makes quite a bit of fuel gas. It just flows around like this and fills up everywhere that it can, and they get to go. We also got some salad coming, or some vegetables coming in, so it's definitely also a help for this. Let's have a look at fuel gas production. Like, we're not really in trouble. That was a ship coming in, but we are also kind of seeing that we are consuming a lot. That's the consuming part is not really a problem, because the consuming part is the indication of us doing something else, of us converting it into hydrogen, for example. Hydrogen is another thing. Here we can see we've spiked up on our production, which is good because it was kind of declining, but now we're sort of focusing again because we're now getting consistent amount of here. This one is a really, really fast one. This is glorious to look at this, how fast this actually is getting us in. So this is good. I think we're back on track with the fuel gas we'll get here, so that will get in here, and then we'll convert it, and then we have definitely enough hydrogen coming in. It just takes a little bit to stabilize. But if we look at it, what we're going to do now is we have this one fully saturated, the whole one here, and that means we can fire up another one. Just have to be careful to do it right. There. That will fire up another one so that we can start putting in some more servers into this space, because, well, we do have some idle capacity, but not a lot. And I would like to have my construction parts also added here. Actually, you know what I really want? I really want this one upgraded. Oh yes, which is then going to be needing all the belts updated as well. So there's a lot of things that this is updated. I doubt that I'm going to need support this anymore. Our here is fluctuating rapidly. A lot of boosts. Interesting. I actually want to see where I'm boosting stuff, because I shouldn't be boosting that much. Ah, right, I am boosting here and here. That's, what is that? That's 8 boosts. Okay, and then I have a few random boosts here and there, I guess. But that's not really a big deal. But it is a lot. The edicts, we're just also trying to get as much resource efficiency as possible, so we might turn that down a little bit, unfortunately. Just trying to get that. If you look at here, if I could free up more resources, more people, then I could, instead of having this one here, I could go over to research, because this is pretty cheap to get research productivity. And yeah, so this needs to be updated. Let's have a look. You are definitely not full, you're definitely not full, you're definitely not full. Okay, so all of these need to be upgraded. There. Here. Here, we're probably running out. And the last one also needs to be updated here. We'll get a ton of extra people back in rotation. And I think I want to kill that one. Yeah. Because I don't need 2 of these. I can't support it anyway. And this is... yeah, this will need to go faster belts everywhere, which I can also do. Right, and this will also need faster belts. I think we can do faster belts like this. And just upgrade all of them to faster belts. And also on the output side here, also faster belts. So we just updated everything one tile. We could also just keep doing this and just say, okay, we're going to get everything up to highest tier, just to make sure that it's correct. There, it's a little bit more costly, but let's go. Oh, look at that. We're actually low on server X. So let's put another 10 in here. We still have 300. Good. So we should be safe. So as you can see, it's improvement. Things are working. And I think we're in a stable situation. I mean, come on. Not fueling vehicle. Don't give me that crap. You can go... you have that. You can go over there to fuel. That's fine. The electronics 3 will always be bad. Not really much I can do about this. Well, I can add more of them, which I think I might want to do. And our electronics 2 here is also, this is actually pretty good right now. So we need to get more. Low supply of copper, isn't that fun? Yeah, it's having trouble keeping up. That's actually interesting why it's having trouble keeping up. I mean, it shouldn't be. Why is it stuttering on the way in? That makes no sense that it's stuttering on the way in. Huh, weird. Like, why is it idle? It should not be idle going into this. This would just be working on... Everything is a fast conveyor here. So it should not be stuttering on the way in, and it should not be stuttering on the way out. But I think this will still saturate all the way down here. At least it'll saturate when this one's full. Oh, this was actually declining. Right, so definitely a lot of things to work on, and I think we'll... yeah. We'll have a little bit of things to fix before we can get started on bauxite, so I'll just work on stabilizing it. It'll just take a little bit of time getting all the new stuff in motion, and then it'll stabilize and it'll be cool, and we can start with the next project. Nowhere to dump products, yeah. Cool, thank you for watching. We got our upgrade of science, we got our cool little design here for microchips, which is chugging along, not well, but it's a little chugging along. And we got our giant data center park here, which can be gradually expanded really easily when we need it. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Until then, take care and stay effective.